Hello everybody and welcome back to Minecraft in our survival single-player world. And today, we're gonna pick up on our roads. Last episode, we got our lovely barn in, right over there. And we haven't gotten our animals into it yet, but that's because we still have to do the interior, which we're gonna try and knock out today. But the big first step on that is going to be running our road from here and from the other side of our greenhouse here. Both back. So this one's going to kind of wrap around over here and then follow back up this little hill we flattened out over here. We'll have to extend this out just a little bit, maybe fill in a little bit of the gaps down here. We're going to wrap kind of around the back and up to here, and we're going to kind of curve in to meet with the road coming up this hill, and then we're going to have the path continue straight through the barn here and kind of peter out into our little pasture area that we're going to fence in today as well. So we're going to try and get the roads and all of the infrastructure finalized for this area, hopefully before the end of this one. And then I think the next episode, we're actually going to come in and start doing some of the decoration around the upper village area. Some of the little farms and things between and behind some of these villager houses. Just to kind of bring the whole space back together and kind of get some of our detailing finalized. So I'm going to grab some materials, start getting some things together to work on our roads, and I will see you back here in just a minute. Man, what a nice view. Voxy really does make a huge difference. Anyway, we've got all of our road materials back together. So, we are going to start knocking in our roads, and I did make a quick pit stop in the end so that I could fix all of our tools before we got started here. Between clips there, but what's going to be the best? I think that what I want to do here with the stairs going up is the same thing as our village stairs over here. So, our dark oak stairs lined with our stone bricks to the sides with these kinda spruce details. It's not going to be exactly the same because it is inset slightly into the hill rather than going up to the more flat cliff facing in the village, but I think that's fine. Or we could just push it back and just do spruce half slabs mixed in, kind of like we do here possibly. Yeah, I think we'll do this. Why overcomplicate it? So we basically just need to push back so that we're going to have... let's see... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, so then if that layer is all half slabs, this would be a full step. This layer could be half slabs. Let's grab some stairs. Or, not some stairs, let's grab some grass. There we go. I know I had some grass somewhere. Okay. So, half slab, full block, half slab, full blocks, half slabs, slab, block, slab, block, slab. Oh, why did I take that layer out? Full blocks, half slabs, full blocks, half slabs, full blocks, slabs, blocks, half slabs, full blocks. And we'll kind of merge out the rest of this area to make sense here in a second. We're going to push this all back just a little bit here. Sounds like we have a zombie hiding out somewhere underground here too. Figure that out later. Not super important. Just clear some of this out, get a little bit better visibility. So, do I want to just cut across at the lower layer, or do I want to come up the step to here and then drop down? I think we want to go down. I think we want to take this all down to the layer of the barn, rather than going up onto a slight hill and coming back down the other side. Kind of rough in a hill. We can always come back and polish it a little bit later. But for now, I think that's what we're going to do for that. Okay, perfect. Alright, so I'm going to sleep for the night, but I think that's going to be our path up. And then we'll kind of clean up the rest of the hill to merge in a little bit as we go here. And then after I sleep and we get rid of the night, we will figure out the course for the path over there. Alright. I slept, I got rid of the night, and then I also went ahead and I knocked in the slabs for where our road is going to go along this hill. I also cleared out a little standing up section over here, as well as a couple of little like ground level jungle shrubs like those. Just so we'd have a little more room to work back here. I think I'm going to have to take out this tree and this one as well. But the next point here is going to be marking in where the road is actually going to go. So we're going to curve around here. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to clear those out. Because somewhere around right here is where I want to have it junction down to the beach, where we're eventually going to put in a dock. And then it's also going to curve round to meet up over there. So, let's knock these out real quick. And then you guys have come with me along the... Come on, there we go. Process of making these roads before. So I'm not going to drag you through it this time. What I am going to do is I'm just going to throw together a quick little time lapse of getting this road in place, and then we'll probably come back and continue talking about the interior of the barn here. So I will get some stuff done, I'll get a little time lapse thrown together, and I'll see you right on the other side. come back. All right, so we've got our road done. We're just gonna run the longer loop here real quick. I do like these stairs though, and I did fix this hill, though I didn't do that in the time lapse. I did that right afterwards when I realized that I forgot to do it. So, our road around here now wraps. I increased the height on this by a half slab, just so it feels a little more linked in with the curves. Might take that out and replace it with a road block. Feels a little narrow there. But, for the most part, we're good. We marked in all of our street lights. We marked in all of our curbs. We have this entire little loop collected, which means we can potentially put something back in here where I tore that little hill out. Or just fill it back in, one way or the other. This would be more of an outskirts build anyways, if it was to, you know, have anything there. And then we come up this hill, little curve here, and we're at the front of the barn. So, I'm really happy with the roads and how they're all kind of linking and connecting back together. Oop, little stutter there. And then, I led the road out here. I dropped in our fences. I haven't done the floors in there yet. We'll do that in a minute. But I did peter out the path here, just kind of randomly dispersing some of the path blocks a little further out. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to run the fences for the pasture back here, which will probably cut around and partially down this hill, maybe. Not entirely certain on what we're going to do with that, but we'll plot and plan and figure it out. Before that, though, I've got to figure out where I'm going to put our ladder. And I think the best place might be to just do maybe a set of trapdoors coming down from one of those points. See how that'll look. What do we got? Spruce might be the best wood to do this out of. I've got some in one of these. Welcome back to Malign searches through every chest he has. There we go. Should really plan better. Alright, go. Because at some point we will need these trapdoors. Again, a recipe that's far more expensive than it should be. But at some point we will for sure need those, so it's not a waste to just grab them now, but I need one stripped dark oak log. Which means we'll that and that. Perfect. And if we went right here, let's say. Nope. I'm doing that the wrong way around. What am I doing? I would want to have on this side. Just gonna do that. Okay, open that. Pop this one off. Beautiful. That. I'd have to grab one more ladder. But that gets us up here. And it's not too in the way. It kind of works. I didn't leave a ton of space to put a ladder in. Hypothetically, I could also clear one of these out, do one less animal pen, maybe get rid of the one I was going to put horses in since I don't have any horses yet anyways. Sniffers we're going to have to get for a couple of flowers for the greenhouse, so they need a spot either way. But I could pick one, remove it, and have that be the access point up. We'll think about it for a minute. I am kind of okay with having this here, though. No, it's in the middle of the path. I don't like it. This is why we test things. There we go. Yeah. Let's get rid of this one. just get that up there. Oh no. Fantastic. Put that there. Put a spot. Spruce trapdoor there. That'll work. So I'll figure out the flooring in here in a minute. I think that these I'm probably just going to do maybe coarse dirt in, with the exception of the one that the sheep are going to go into, which is going to be left as grass. Might stick out a little bit, but, you know, it's worth them being able to regrow their wool. I mean, I could leave them all as grass, I guess, but it doesn't feel right inside the barn. Okay. I know I had some extra dark oak fences. Perfect. So maybe we just kind of follow along the natural hill line here. And then maybe we just cut across to here. Something like that. That looks pretty good. Give a little bit of room for them to wander in a hypothetical world where we ever actually let them out, because the odds of that actually happening are, to be honest here, fairly slim. Okay, and then grab some bone meal. Let's do like a half stack. Never hurts to have a little extra bone meal floating around. Because this, I do want to have all grass all around. Be pretty okay with that. And then I'll probably replace... No, I don't want to do that because that would just make it to where the... Well, I mean, it only really matters if they're let out. I'm going to think about whether or not I want to put lamps out there or not. You know, I have two perfectly valid downstairs doors, and I always just come in from the roof. I guess getting the elytra, I just don't feel the need to approach from the ground anymore. I gotta work on that, because I'm putting in the effort and time to build a nice, you know, road system. I might as well actually use it instead of flying everywhere. Part of it's just a speed thing, though, you know? I would rather get done with the current task a little bit faster. Because when I'm just coming through in between episodes, I walk all the time, but when I'm making episodes, it's always flying back and forth. Denying you guys the opportunity. Like that. God, what a nice view of that bridge. You kind of get that just from this little section of road now. You can kind of see that as you come by. Anyway. We'll have to get the mobs moved in here. I think I will just leave these all as grass for consistency's sake. Except for this one. This one I might change out for wood. Maybe spruce. I think spruce will look good. Let's do like that for that. Especially since spruce kind of blends with the road materials anyways. Technically, it is one of the road materials. So. Plus, it gives us a different floor color than our pillars, which are the dark oak or pale oak. Kind of plays a nice balance between them. Yeah, and then this area could have, you know, tools and things located here. I'll probably get some chests or barrels and storage and stuff going. Okay, so the remaining step for me to really feel like the barn is complete, other than some decoration notes, which we'll probably hit when we do the village in the next one, is really just moving all the mobs over, which I'm not going to make you guys suffer through. I'll do that between episodes. And honestly, I'm running out of time for this one anyways at this point. I've had a busy week. I had some problems with the car come up, and so I don't quite have the amount of recording time I normally would. But I still feel like we got a pretty good chunk done for the shorter recording window I've got this week. So with that, I'm actually going to have to call it right about here, but I want to say again, thank you guys so much for coming along on the adventure. Slight channel change since Duck Detective is done, and now that I'm doing the Redstone videos every Wednesday, I'm going to go ahead and drop the Wednesday videos of other games and really just focus in on getting more of the Minecraft stuff out. Mondays are still going to be other games. At the moment, we've got Stray going, which is a ton of fun. And there are a few other things that I might try coming up in the future, but for now, that's about it update-wise and about it for my time on this episode. So, I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.